Okay, contestant number 1, are you ready for this endeavor? Okay, do you have your theme in mind? And your plans?
Yes.
Okay. Contestant number 2, are you ready?
Yes.
You've got your plans all set? No photobombing?
No.
All of these are approximate, and that makes me slightly uncomfortable.
So let me just double check. Did you suddenly decide you don't have enough and you're making more on the spur of the moment?
Yes.
Just like that. You have the confidence behind you to just throw a few things into a thing together and have that be cupcake material.
That is what I did before.
Okay, we will find out what the results are like any minute.
Right.
Okay. Contestant number 1, what have you taken out of the oven?
I have taken out vanilla cupcakes. They turned out pretty well.
Okay. And what's your next step?
Icing and decoration.
Okay, get to it. A note, I see that you have double papered them to help them keep their shape even though they have no doodad thing.
That's right.
Very good thinking. That's not what I did, and mine all came out square. That is an interesting. What have you got there, contestant number 2?
I am making a cinnamon frosting.
Okay, well, I guess it looks cinnamony. Repeat that. What is it that you are doing right now?
I am remaking my frosting because I don't know if it's going to work or not. So I'm starting over.
Starting over.
Mm-hmm.
On a short timer, she's abandoning this attempt and moving all over, starting once more.
Oh, but wait.
3:25.
Oh, it turned up a little bit.
Could you explain that to us one more time for the camera?
Yeah, I needed cornstarch, but I don't have cornstarch, so I added oil.
And those are similar in what way?
In Chelsea's world, they are similar.
Okay.
Voila. Let's say that's a snowflake. These are my completed cupcakes. I made a vanilla cupcake with cream cheese frosting and sugar on the top, if you can see that. Sugar on the top. And the theme was Kazakhstan, so I did the weather, the snow. So that's why I did a vanilla, cream cheese, and snow. I was going to make, for the topping, I was going to make a hard candy in the shape of a snowflake, but it didn't really work out. Kind of just turned into a glob of sugar, of wet sugar. It's kind of gross. So that's the wet sugar stuff. So here are my cupcakes.
Mine is a cinnamon sugar swirl cupcake.
Mm-hmm. Is there a theme or a story behind it?
Made in Kazakhstan. Most ingredients are from Kazakhstan.
So local Kazakh cinnamon.
Yeah.
So can you see the layers? The swirls? There we go. And now, Alexa Gente takes the first bite.
Mm-hmm. I like that the cinnamon's not overpowering. Cake is very cakey, might even say a little bit dense. There is some cinnamon there. It's subtle. I might even like a little bit more cinnamon. But I think it's better to usually to err on the side of caution, because when you get too much cinnamon, those cinnamon rolls, it's just there. It overpowers the rest of the flavors. I like that you held back a bit on that. So that's good.
Okay, do you accept his commentary?
Can I not accept?
Well, you might
No, say something
want to
better.
emphasize something. Wait.
Yours.
So this is the winter cupcake. Wow. Texture much lighter. I like that. And it's interesting. My first thought was that there's way too much icing on this. The first bite is way too sweet, but it's not an overpowering sweet. It's actually kind of a light sweetness. Let me try another one and see. I'm not a big fan of too much icing, but it's not an orally cloying sweet. So that's good. I still would go a little bit less. You've got a good centimeter and a half icing here, and I would tone that down. Even though I know the subject is Kazakhstan winter and we get a lot of snow here, you might have gone a little bit above board. I think you've been taking a poetic artistic license to cut down a little bit of that. But the ingredients and the texture and the sweetness of the frosting is very, very good. And I would definitely use that frosting again, just a little bit less, err on the side of caution. I think the heaviness of it, the lightness of the cake here is one of the most important things. So I definitely compliment you on that. The cake boss says you're both hired. Cakes, yes. Both very well done, and I think what we show here is that team effort's the best. If you can take the best of both those cupcakes and put them together, I think you guys will have something really special. Something to think about for the next show.
This is a fudgy chocolate chip cookie dough brownie.
Wow.
So it is chocolate cupcake or fudge brownie type cupcake with eggless cookie dough on top.
Eggless cookie dough on top.
Cookie dough frosting.
Alright, let's see. What does he think?
That is pretty dense. I like the triple layer of textures. So you have kind of a fudgy gooey in the bottom, more like a toasted caramel top, right, with a harder thing, and then you have on top of that the frosting with the chocolate bits. So it's an interesting mixture of textures there. But you're definitely getting the chocolate punch there on many levels. I like the many layers of the taste. But I'm going to have to say, for me, it's a bit too sweet. I think it's a bit overpowering with the chocolate and the frosting.
Let's take
And
a
I
look
think
at
you might limit your audience when you're talking like to mommy or to other people who are a little bit more sensitive to the sweetness. This is, I think, I'm going to have to put this in the category of an extreme cake, right? That you have to put it like XX for chocolate lovers, double fudge brownie, Calvin and Hobbes, double crusted chocolate honey bombs things. So it's a good one, but it is, it's not for everyone. It's extremely sweet, and this is, even with a mini cupcake, I think one would be my limit.
Okay, girls, thank you for your endeavors. These were very tasty cupcakes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll see you next week on This Cupcake Kitchen.